Man, I wish I could be pumped up for you all today, but I just can't seem to do that. I am sorry. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning for me. Maybe not morning for you. It might be nighttime for you. Who knows? I hope you're doing well, man. We're going to be doing some drawing. I had an art request to do Gogeta a long time ago, and I tell you what, I'm just like still waking up, man. I've been up for the past, it looks for the hour and 19 minutes. And I'm still not quite like awake. It's kind of crazy how that works, you know? When I woke up this morning, I thought to myself, I was thinking to myself, because I have thoughts sometimes. I think things. I thought to myself, man, I don't like this feeling of getting up and not feeling like awake, if that makes any sense. Like, you know how you wake up and you're not like in pain. Like, I wasn't in pain, but like your mind is still groggy and it felt uncomfortable waking up and still being tired. Hey, man. Oh, man, I already did Hawks. Let me find it. I am so sorry, but I did Hawks a while ago. I gotta find him. I know I did Hawks. Yeah, I did Hawks. A long time. Yeah, I am so sorry. But, like, I did Hawks. Yeah, here's Hawks. I did him. I did not, skip. I just, yeah, he was a fun character to draw, I'll tell you that. I had a good time because, man, I think the reason why I had a good time with drawing this one is because it was just like the way that he's drawn, he's like really, I wouldn't say easy, but like he was easier to do, you know. He was like not, I don't want to say he was like an easy drawing, but I think the way his hair, his hair and the photo I had of him, of the character was made it a much easier draw than some other characters. Sometimes some characters, they have like certain like you have to be just on point with everything so it looks like him or looks like them. But with Hawks, I think as long as I got the eyes right and the way that the head was drawn, or the way that I drew the head of Hawks was like really easy to do. I can't explain it. Sometimes some characters, it might have been because a certain time of the day, maybe I was really aware of what kind of shapes Hawks facial structures was like, that I was able to draw it with relative ease. It might have been, I don't know. I don't know the reasoning why sometimes drawings just click and some other drawings just don't click. That's a pretty interesting topic to talk about as well. You know, like there's these days, there's times when you're drawing and even you might have drawn this character over and over again, and that one day that you're drawing that character, it just doesn't click. Everything's just going bad. The same thing with the same thing that didn't happen with Hawks. It just kind of like went well. It might have been later in the day. I don't know, man. But yeah, I did draw them, and I'm sorry you missed them, man. My schedule for these has been so erratic. I wish I could be like one of those cool streamers where I could just do I have like, this is when I do my lives, and that's when I do it. And what happens is the best of intentions. I start these lives with the best of intentions, and then like life hits me, and it gets really hard to maintain. Really hard to maintain it. Hey, good morning. Could you maybe show it again, him again? I want to screenshot it. Yeah, I'll do that. Let me, all right. Yeah, there you go. But maybe I could talk about him. I think the reason why it worked really well, I think because the face was like an arcing face, like the outside face was done really well. I think I do really well when part of the facial features are covered. So like I didn't have to worry about his ears. I just had to get this shape here kind of. I didn't have to worry about part of his neck or chin, And so like I didn't have to get position in his neck or chin, and then like his hair was so crazy and angular that I could get it really, not get it easily, but it was really easy to do his angled hair. And the eyes were, I think the eyes is what did it. I draw a lot of anime eyes kind of like this, or I draw a lot of cartoon eyes like this anyways, So I draw eyes like this a lot on my own. So I'm like, oh man, I know these eyes. I draw these eyes all the time. So like, I was like, okay, there you go. I'll get my hand out of the way. You take a screenshot. If you want to, whenever you're done, just give me a little heads up and I'll begin drawing my, what am I drawing? I don't know. Got it. All right. Yeah, so the eyes, I think that's one of the reasons why it was so easy, because I draw on eyes like this and the eyebrows. Because I draw like, on my own characters, I'll draw like these big eyebrows too, So maybe that might be the reason why. Maybe I've learned something about myself. Oh my gosh. So I got to warm up a little bit, man, because I'm not going to lie, everyone. I was procrastinating this. I was sitting here staring at my computer screen, and I was like, man, I don't think I'm awake. I don't think I'm awake for this, And I was like, I don't think I'm awake for this. I need to drink more coffee. What I need is like a coffee pot in this room, or like some sort of like, I just need like a gallon of coffee. I'm not like a big guy, but you know how like some people like they just need like a lot of caffeine. I think I've just built up a tolerance, but there's a difference. You ever have like a Monster energy drink, or like those, what are they called? They're called something. Any energy drink really. You know how like you drink one of those and you're like buzzing, And I think it's the combination of like, ooh, I messed up there. Sugar and caffeine. That's what that kind of gets you. So when I just drink coffee, there's like no sugar. I don't drink coffee with sugar. Sometimes I do, but like it tastes weird. It makes my teeth hurt or something. I don't know. I just don't like it. I'll drink it occasionally. I'll drink some coffee with some sugar and some some milk, right? And that'll be good. So I want to say I'm ready to draw, but I don't think I am. So we're just gonna. I don't want to keep you all hanging, Y'all wondering, when is this guy going to draw? He's just drawing circles, and someone told me that these look like lemon wedges. Or they could be like a deep dish pizza. I guess you can put like pizza if you wanted to, I guess. Someone said they look like lemon wedges or lemon slices. All of this stuff that I'm doing is stuff that I've kind of what you call it? I've taken. These aren't my ideas. Maybe the only thing that's my idea simply it has been circles. But these aren't my ideas. This idea of doing warm-ups is something I've gotten from the website Draw a Box, and it's something that I do with my students, and it's something that I do on my own as well. And I do it as simply as like a way to kind of like, it's like warming up, really. All right, so today we're going to go and do Gogeta. This is an old request. I'm trying to go back, bounce back from drawing old requests and new requests, because I haven't done these for so long that I just been trying to bounce back between them. I think I've drawn this one a couple times actually. Vegeta, I mean, all these anime characters, man, they're always a main request. Like, I get requests for anime characters all the time. So what I'm gonna do here is we're just gonna kind of do something that I don't normally do. We already got a problem here. I'm drawing way too large. I guess what's going to happen is Gogeta's hair is going to go on top of my warm-up drawings, and that's fine. All right, we're going to do some marks here, and so this circle represents the main head of the main cranium body of Gogeta, and what I'm doing now is I'm going to make a line here, okay? And that line is going to signify like the angle or the tilt of Gogeta's head, essentially, is the angle or tilt of Gogeta's head. Now, this is a little bit different than like when I was drawing Mew the other day, where I could see the shapes of these characters. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to think how I can describe to you how to break down this character so that if you want to draw Gogeta, you can do that. So what I'm thinking is after that initial line here, let's see here. I'm going to do some Riley head construction here real quick. Something like this, maybe. We'll just do that. I'm gonna do something like this. Now I don't have enough time to explain the Riley head or the Loomis head or whatever. It would take an hour just to do it, and I don't know it enough. Like, I get mixed up. The Riley head construction is really technical. They have like, they split this, you'll split like the sphere into like quarters or thirds, vertically and horizontally. So you, from top to bottom, and I forget them quite a bit. I know how to do the start from the sphere. I know you cut the head, the sphere in half, and then you kind of get somewhere around a third mark and a third mark right here, or somewhere in that realm, and that's supposed to signify like this is supposed to be like the brow line, and then this is supposed to be like the hairline. But here's the thing: this anime character is not abiding by that. Like. Like his eyes are so much lower on the his eyes are right where the nose is probably going to be at, because they're, that like they gave the Dragon Ball Z characters like these big foreheads, so that's why they gave Dragon Ball Z characters big foreheads. Oh no. So that's gonna be moot. So what we're going to do, we're just going to play around with where I think the placement of everything is at, kind of putting some lines here and there. Maybe even go a little higher. I don't know. But the Loomis or Riley head construction is probably as I just kind of surmise right now, only good for, I would think, real people, not cartoons. Yeah, I think, yeah, real people, not cartoons, because the way that they constructed this character, or maybe not, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air here. So he's got these pointy ears, some pointy ears over here. You'd think after how many times I've drawn these characters, I'd be better at them, but like, I don't draw. It's not like this is not my wheelhouse. Like I don't draw. I'm not waking up every day and drawing a Dragon Ball Z character. I'm not waking up every day and of course, look, we got to give him his giant neck here. Oh my gosh, this guy has been lifting heavy weights. His neck is so thick. Like he's just been bench pressing barbells on his neck here. I don't think I got the position of the head correct. I think the angle is sharper actually. You know, I think I'm actually undervaluing the angle of how his cheeks are at. I think it's because he's tilting his head down a little bit. Maybe that might be the reason why it looks like it. You want to draw a realistic, but know how to get the face shape right. Oh man, I don't know what to say to that. Shoot. There are so many tutorials online that I like explain it way better than I could ever explain it. People that are their main job is doing cartoons or doing portraiture. Like that's all they do is portraiture. You know, it's in my library of skills, but I'm not like an expert enough. You know, it's almost like this where in order for someone to truly understand how to do things, they have to be able to teach it. You know, or truly to be like for someone that really knows the subject, they're able to teach it, and then they're able to teach it in a way that anyone can understand. And I'm not at that level yet. Like I would teach it in a way that only people that really know some of the verbs, the words of like art literature, the art words would understand it. Like I can't teach it like I'm trying to teach like a kindergartner at this point. And that's what you should be able to do. You should be able to if you know the subject enough, you should be able to teach it like you are trying to explain to like a toddler. And because you want to be able to teach it universally, you know, so that everyone can understand. And I don't know if I'm at that level, if that makes any sense. But I would say the Loomis head, Loomis is a good jump. The Loomis head is probably the simplest version of what you would want to look at to be better at the proportions of the head. The next jump up, or there's some other ones in there that I'm not familiar with, but the next jump up would be the Riley head, and that's crazy. I would stick with Loomis. Get really good at Loomis, and then for funsies, do the Riley head. You know, practice. Just look it up, and they will show you. You'll understand. One's much more complicated. All right, so we're just gonna draw some little arcs here, like this, to kind of signify like his shoulder pads, like this, like so. So I only have 40 minutes, and I've been chatting it up too much. I'm sorry, everyone. This is how it is. I've seen people show how to like break down Gogeta or these anime characters, and it just makes it so much easier. And I wish I maybe watched a video on how you like how you were to draw these characters. You know, because I'm sure there's some sort of like hack or some sort of formula. I would assume by now the creator of these characters has a like specific hack or structure of way of breaking down his characters. You know, I would assume that's what I would think. But alas, I'm a little what's it called? Heavy-handed. I feel like I'm drawing heavy-handed right now. That's for sure. Drawing some lines. We got to get his ears in there. I feel like this ear has less angles than this ear. Anyways, they got these. Why do these characters got these big old ears? Why do all the characters have the same big ears? You know, they got like hobbit ears from Lord of the Rings. They got these big old hobbit ears and everything. It's so funny. The better they hear you. Oh, Gogeta, you got such big ears. The better to hear you with. Woo! Like, what? Oh, he's got these giant ears, man. That's for sure. So I think it's turning out good. I'm not quite ready yet to kind of jump into heavier lines, I think. But we have to get there eventually. You know? And something there we go. His eyes, I used to treat them more angular, more like this shape, but I'm gonna try out what I'm seeing where his eyes the bottom kind of arcs as subtle, like a subtle arc. So I'm gonna try to put that in there this time. And another thing was, why do these characters have such long eyebrows? You know, why do any of them have long eyebrows? You know, here's something funny. I feel like DBZ or Dragon Ball, these characters have a very interesting style compared to a lot of the animes now. You know, I feel like the animes now, like the way they draw the figure, the way they make eyes are very similar to one another. I feel like this one has kind of kept itself grounded, or kept itself true to itself, and kind of just stayed the same. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking into weird things. Okay. Now, I think I made his neck way too thick, so here we're going to go like right here. That makes a little bit more sense. And then his neck gets cut off earlier. There's his like weird vest that he has. His weird vest just kind of gets pulled there. And then we're going to do that. His neck kind of stops right here. Do something like that. And he's got that whatever that neck muscle is. I don't know. I think I made it too long, honestly. Something like that. Just start to get his pecs in there. And let's see here. Oh, yeah. We need to go higher up on this area. Whatever his vest, he's got this weird vest that looks like, are they like padded? What's his shoulder, his shirt, his vest made out of? Like, is it like fur? You know? Yeah, probably. I like this thing is, I'm not great at getting the angles of these characters. Like they're so subtle, you know? It's like they have the same structure, you know, but if the point is off a little bit or if the angle is a little bit off, it just doesn't look exactly like the that specific character. But they're all similar to me, you know? I can see how it looks like that. You know, if you make the eyebrow a little bit too big or a little bit too small, it looks like one of the other characters, and so forth. And I just don't have, I guess I just don't have that nuance because I don't draw the characters enough to recognize them, you know? So that might be the reason why. It is what it is, I guess. I always sound like I'm doubting myself. Here's something funny. I was watching a video talking about like people that are skilled in their craft. Like they know how to draw or not it doesn't have to be drawing, but like skilled in their trade, whatever craft that is. That could be the arts, that could be a doctor, that could be a writer, that could be an engineer, that could be a dentist. It could, you know, be a plumber. It could be an electrician. People that are confident and competent and skilled in their craft often, as the more skilled and more competent and confident they are in their trade, the more doubtful they are in their trade or in their skill. And so that's why what I feel like, that's what I feel like right now is like, even though I've gotten better and better at drawing and I know more and more about the act of creating artwork, I feel like I don't know enough, and it makes me feel like I'm very under what would you call it? Like not unprepared, but deficient when it comes to answering questions. Because now I'm not thinking like, I'm not thinking like, oh, this person asked this question or this. I'm thinking like every single thing that I have problems with. I can't. I'm not explaining it well, but anyways, I gotta figure out where his eyes are at. We're just gonna kind of do this. Anime eyes are tricky, man, because they almost demand you. They almost demand you to have like the same placement of everything. Every time the sketch is horrible, yeah. Yeah, he looks kind of like Vegeta. Yeah, is like Gogeta is uh very Vegeta dominant, you know? One of the things I believe I've been getting better at, especially with pen, is lightly drawing my lines. I used to be more aggressive, if that makes any sense, with my lines. I used to be much harsher. Like I would draw heavier. Yeah, they got rid of his widow's peak. In Vegeta, they took that out. They used to give it the he used to have like a major one. Like it was so ridiculous. It was just like a it was like what was it, the Vegeta arc? The when they were in Namek in DBZ, he had like this really high arc, like Widow's Peak. It was so crazy. Like he was all forehead. They probably had to make his. They're like, where does his head end? You know, he's all forehead. Um, yeah. So I think I've gotten better at placing, sketching out the lines. I used to be really heavy handed on that. I still have that problem, but it's nowhere near as bad of a problem as it used to be. I think I misplaced where his ears are at, but I can't do anything about that right now. His ears are not supposed to be right here, I think. But here we are, and we're just gonna do something like that. I don't know how much more I'm gonna get done. I have 20 minutes, and I spent half my time talking. Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and just do that little angle thing that he has. Like his head is like this, and this is where his hairline is at. It's really close to his, I guess, what you call it. It's really close to his, the outside of his head, or at least if this circle thing is signifying his head, it's really close to that. Now, there's a caveat to what I was talking about, where how I've been drawing my lines lately, where I've been drawing them much lighter. It's been very helpful, but also it slows me down quite a bit because now I don't have as much time to work on everything, and now I'm going to be kind of in a rush. How would you explain his hair? Is his hair like they're like tufts of troll hair from you know, like the movie Trolls. That's what it feels like. Just these giant tufts, or like, yeah, they feel like just tufts. I don't know how you explain it. I always get a kick out of seeing, like, when I see a cosplay video or see a cosplay photo of people make with their Goku hair. You know, it looks like spiky cotton candy to me. You know, so I see them with their cosplay. I'm like, is that cotton candy? Because that's what like that's probably what it was supposed to be like. It's cotton candy. What if someone in the anime pointed that out, like a character pointed out, like, is your hair like cotton candy? And they start trying to eat it. It's like, this is Gogeta's hair, or like when they go pink, when the guy when the newer series where Goku has like pink hair or something like that, or the enemy the Goku clone has pink hair. Is that like pink cotton candy? You know? What if they pointed that out? Had a character this pointed out that their hair looked like cotton candy and that they wanted to eat it. I want to eat your hair. It's not cotton candy. Leave my hair alone. So I think I'm making his head way too big. Oh yeah. Now that I see it. Oh gosh. Maybe it's too big, the hair. I probably could shrink it down. That's the thing, man. I exaggerate. Yeah, I'm exaggerating everything. So I could probably shrink down the hair a little bit. But I think the damage is done. You know, the damage is done, and I kind of went how yeah I kind of went a little bit overboard. Now, how can I shrink it down? Shrink down his hair because it's like ridiculously long. Because I don't think it's that exaggerated. I think I was spoiled with the old Dragon Ball Z when they had all those characters that had like the spikes on their hair just kept getting longer and longer. Like it was so comically tall. And then they kind of shrunk it back down. Like, oh, we're getting too crazy with the hair. We need to start shrinking it down again. It's getting a little. They're almost becoming characters of themselves, you know. And so, yeah, I can trim it down a little bit. That's what these lines are, and that might fix it. Not fix all of it, but it'll fix some of it. But I still feel like it's just still going to be way too big, and it's kind of hard because the yeah, I don't think his hair should take up like the entire top half of the paper. That's what trying to say. Oh man, I'm learning something. I'm learning a little bit each time I do these characters. Like I gotta figure out how I can shrink down the hair a little bit because I typically go overboard with it, I guess. And here we are going overboard with it, and now he's got like this hair that's the size of his body. If I could get like if I had a reference of if I could get like some sort of like scale reference, like how big is his hair? Is his hair supposed to be like the length of his torso and head? Then that might help me out. But you know, as far as right now, it's or maybe if I saw someone draw these characters' hair, the hair, maybe I might be able to figure it out. Like so, like maybe it looks like the big top part. If I maybe what they do is they draw the main the back hair, like the main top hair, and then they add like the tufts of hair on top of it, like peeling an onion. Maybe I don't know what they're doing. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get a little serious here. We got to get serious. I can't talk, unfortunately. Well, I will talk, but we're going to start by adding tightening up some of these lines. That's what we're doing. We got to tighten up all these lines, which I don't really like doing, honestly, because oftentimes when I get to this part, when you're doing like tight lines, you tend to like have your hand in a death grip, like you squeeze so hard, you squeeze the pin too hard, and you have to have. I'm trying to be mindful of this. You have to have like a balance between like a tight grip, but like it's more like it's a firm grip. You know, you don't want to be holding your pencil like you're trying to break it in half. You know, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to be very mindful of that because in the past when I had to do when I'm doing these tight lines, I tend to press too hard. So I'm trying to be mindful of that. So that's one of the things I've been trying to focus on as of late is making crisp lines, but also holding the pen or pencil lightly at the same time. And that's a challenge. because it kind of goes against what you're trying to do. In order to make the lines darker, you got to press harder, which means you got to have a firmer grip on your pencil or pen. And doing that can make things harder for you, like because you are tightening up your grip on the pen, which also tightens up your lines, which makes it hard to draw because you're trying to do two opposite things. Drawing is not about, it's not about always having like crisp type lines, because you want to have a little bit of fluidity to it. And it's hard to be like fluid when you're holding a death grip on your pen, man. And that's what I've been trying to focus on as of late. I know I sound like a broken record, but for those that draw, you know what I'm talking about, man. Having that, like, you hold that pencil way too tight, and then you're like, I see that there's like a dent on my finger, you know. Oh, I am the Prince of all Saiyans. I haven't said that. I'm the Prince of all Saiyans. There you go. I popped it off. But yeah, man, it is early to me. I'm just now waking up. Oh, I kind of slid off the line a little bit. Yeah, been training, playing around with this. Been playing around with being gentle with my lines and being extra sensitive to it. Because some people, man, oh my gosh, I've encountered people that like just, like as a default, they draw so lightly. I've encountered some people, and it is massively beneficial when you're drawing. Like it's massively beneficial. Like but for the most part, I see a lot of people that they're really heavy-handed. You know, they're always pressing on the paper way too hard. And I'm one of them. I'm not void of that. But I'm getting better. I think I'm turning a new leaf, man. I think there's maybe I'm not. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. So I'm just going to get some lines in here, and I need to do some shading. I'd like to get some shading in. Yeah, man. I kind of messed this one up. I don't have any time. Anytime at all. And I made that way too dark. I think his mouth needs to be higher up, but I already kind of established this line. You know? And I can't really fix it. That kind of happens often. So we're kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place. I'm really trying to be slow and steady and smooth in this one, and not trying to rush the entire drawing. I used to be very heavy. Actually, I'm still am, but like, been trying this new thing where I layer the lines on a little bit more. And I think this is it's starting to kind of have a little bit more success. Maybe just talking about it really is what's allowing me to kind of be a little bit better at it. Anyways, I don't know. It's early in the morning. Well, it's still morning. Yeah, it's still morning. For me, at least. Super tired though. You know? Yeah. Yeah, they like Goku Goku's eyes have that cheery look. They go from being angular, and then when he's just regular, they're like this. Oops, you can't see it, but they're like this. And then when he gets angry, then they go from that to like that serious look right there. You know, it's kind of funny. Yeah. All right. We're going to. I don't know. Should I do the hair? If I have enough time. I wanted to actually focus on some value, honestly. But I don't know if I'm going to get to that. Because I'm trying to get all these lines in. But I'm also trying not to like rush them. Because I have a tendency to do that when time is getting closer to the end, you know what I'm saying? Especially because of these live streams. So I might end up staying a little bit longer. I don't know. We'll see. It kind of messes up everything else that I have to do afterwards, that's for sure. When I end up staying later on my live, all the things that I wanted to do afterwards kind of gets, obviously, it gets pushed back further. So if I wanted to do other things at the time that I normally would be off my live, I have to wait, obviously. But like sometimes when you're when the drawing's going good, when it's working out real well, I sometimes will go a little longer and spend a little bit more time on the drawing. Sometimes I do that, not always. Yeah, but not always. But there's times where I do spend a little extra time on it. Just kind of get that hair in. I think I messed that one up. Oh well. Maybe I could fix it a little bit, do something like that. I don't think I did a good job. No. And then we go ahead and do something like this. Go ahead and do this. There we go. Just some simple, harder, not necessarily heavier lines, just like crisper lines. That's essentially what I'm doing. I'm not like making thicker lines on this. I want to leave the lines a little thinner because I've always in the past typically draw these lines really heavy, and it doesn't leave me a lot of room for mistakes. You know? There we go. All right, we're getting somewhere. We're almost done with the hair. we're just doing crisper lines here. Not thicker lines, just making the lines a little sharper from the those faint sketch lines, you know? There we go. And then we gotta do the back part, and then we're gonna play around with shading maybe. Not a lot of time to really do much, because I spent a lot of time just kind of like the first 10 minutes was warming up, doing some warm up sketching, you know. So right here is where I messed up. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger right here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and hopefully not mess up the shading. We're just going to start by shading the eyes, the eyebrows a little darker, and then we can always build up. Another thing I've been trying to do a lot lately has been practicing my shading, or like my practicing being very mindful of how much pressure I'm applying to the pen. You know, and that could be a challenge in itself. Because there's this, you want there to be value or shading to happen in your drawing. And with like a big pen, there is, it's hard to say, like, it can be really slow, you know? It can be really, really slow. And you sometimes just like want it to go faster. And so you press a little harder. And that extra PSI of pressure can be almost too much. And like you make it too dark too quickly. And with the pen, you can't fix that. Once it's there, you know? You can't do anything about it. It is there forever, you know? And so once you add that value in there, it gets really hard to remove it, essentially. And so I've been really trying to, this idea of applying pressure really lightly, or trying to. Like, I'm not always successful at it. There's good days and bad days, you know. Like right now, I have 6 minutes, and I would like to get within those 6 minutes the face not done, but to have some value tone fleshed out. I would like that to happen. If I don't get anything else done, if I don't get I'm not going to get the hair. It's too dark. It's too much tone. But I think I can flesh out the face. You know? And what I'm doing right now is I'm almost to I'm like slurring my words. It's almost like I'm resting the pen on my hand, and the weight of the pen is causing the value. I am putting a little bit of pressure, but I'm trying to practice this idea of building up my tones slowly, so that I have, so I have control over my pen. And it's not working right now. Oh my gosh. Another thing is, I might be running out of ink, actually. Am I running? Nope, I still got some ink. This pen it's on its last legs. Yeah, it's on its last legs, and it's kind of, Yeah, it's really running. It's like dying out. You know, it is what it is. Here we go. Just trying to hold the pen as lightly as I can, and not applying too much pressure, so that you just have a faint tone coming in on the paper. And it's difficult. It's difficult. Like, it's easier said than done, you know? Like, there's this urge to draw everything very heavily, you know? Like, there's this urge that I want to kind of press harder. Because that way the shading gets on there quicker. I messed this up. That sucks. Yeah, I messed it up. I had pressed too hard on that area. And that happens with pens. It's easy to press too hard. I just pressed a little too hard in some areas already. But thank goodness it's like an area that's supposed to be darker, so like I can get away with it. One of the reasons why I'm not talking anymore is because now I gotta focus a little bit, I guess. I only got 2 minutes. Well, I got more than that, but I typically like to only do these. I typically like to keep the lives at like 1 hour. And actually, once the 1 hour mark happens, TikTok's like, "Hey, are you still here?" And it's gonna make me do like a CAPTCHA type thing, a weird CAPTCHA thing where I have to like slide a puzzle piece left to right. It's kind of weird, actually. I mean, I get it, but I don't know why they had me do that. I get it, but I don't get it. All right, so now we're just going to play around a little bit on darkening some of these things. I don't know what I'm going to be darkening, but I'm darkening them. Because I don't know what's happening with his eyes. I don't know, like, what is his eyes doing? Like, what's that shading? Are those his pupils? Or are those, like, supposed to be, like, shiny eyes? Or what's happening here, you know? They don't explain it. Yeah, there we go. We got, technically I only have like 20 seconds. I don't know if I'm going to keep going, guys. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't know. That's time. I got like, I might spend a few more minutes just kind of playing Titan, like adding some more value on the face. We'll see. I don't know how much more value because the time is of the essence for me. You know, I just don't have any more time. It's how it is, man. It's how it is. Like every time I do these lives, I have to do it early in the morning or late at night just so I can actually do them. And that's one of the reasons why you don't see me do them regularly, is because I have to do them early in the morning or late at night. And I don't really, I mean, I don't want to do it early in the morning or late at night. I just don't want to. Hey, thanks for the rose, by the way. That's cool. I don't really get those that often. I don't want to do it early in the morning or late at night. I want to. I want to go to bed, or I want to sleep in, or not even sleep in. Like I want to I want to get 8 hours of sleep. That's really what it boils down to. Is like it's not even sleeping in at that point. It's more like gosh, I need to get 8 hours of sleep. Because I'm not getting 8 hours sleep. Oh my gosh, I just messed this up. I'm trying to make this area a little darker. Without being like adding too much like tone to it, really. Just trying to add a little bit more tone in some of these areas that could be darker. Mainly on the left side, because this is supposed to be the side that's in shadow, you know? And so I'm just adding like these, just a little bit of darker tone and seeing how it plays out. Because it's something I'm not used to doing. I'm not used to being as subtle with my value. You know, typically I tend to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more heavy-handed with the. Oh, here we go. I got my CAPTCHA. I had to do my little drag the rose across the screen thing. You know, I had to do that. It just happened. For those that know how Bic pens work, you know that you can add like, you can be very sensitive with the line weight or the value on it, but it's such a pain. You know, it takes a lot of subtle layering to do, because it's really easy to press too hard too quickly, and then all of a sudden you got your line, your shadows and everything's all messed up. You know, it's super easy to do that. It's super easy, barely an inconvenience. Right? And that's really what it's all boils down to. It's like, maybe I should make the eyebrow on this eyebrow a little darker too. Yep. I got nothing to say. I have nothing else to say. I'm just like trying to get whatever I can done in the time frame. I really probably should get going. Honestly, I probably should get going. Just one of those things where I just can't hang around. I just can't hang around at all. As a matter of fact, I think I gotta get going. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the likes. Appreciate you. Thanks for the roses and all that kind of stuff. That's really cool. Don't get that often, but I gotta get going. Don't forget to follow if you haven't already. Cheers.